I'm just going to call the landlords. We've got a nice wind-up letter to try and stress me out for the weekend. So I'm just going to deal with this. Let's just get the joinder stuff out the way first, yeah, and then you'll hear what it's about. I'm just looking at the letter. It says here, rent arrears, and it's this is on a Friday, right? So you're supposed to stress out about this all weekend. So once again, I'm addressing this system that you've got, and its fault, because as you know, the council, or not the council now, because they had the rent account taken off of them by the government for acting corruptly. Now the government pays the rent and they're watching closely. So I've got this letter here that says about a rent arrears sent to me to make me ill over the weekend from more triggers and stress, when you know fully that the government pay the rent on a certain date each month. Okay?
Okay.
So why do I need to be sent a letter to try and trigger me and make me ill?
Okay, I'm going to need to put you through to the...
No, I'm not entering into a verbal agreement with them. I'm just stating, why is this being done when the government pay the rent on a certain date each month, when my universal credit is paid on a static date each month? And you know what that date is. So I don't need to worry about it, because I don't need to talk to anyone about it. I'm just courtesy calling you because I pay the spare bedroom tax only. There is no rent arrears, because when the government pay on that certain static date each month, there is no debt. And any debt that is there from the council tax is always paid with a little bit on top. So there is no arrears, and if anything, it's going down all the time. Okay, so this was only a courtesy call because there's a second attached letter to it as well. What is this about? Oh, it's just a proof that the account is in arrears. So I don't need to worry about that. That's just another letter that needs to go in the bonfire box as I clear up the property. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it. I've clearly stated to you that I don't need to enter into a joinder agreement with your financial system, because I've on many occasions pointed out this fault in your system to Cross Keys. And if, not being rude, your company's greedy piggy attitude wants to act corruptly, taking money from the benefit system while the government's watching closely, you're going to get caught out, aren't you? And be forced to change that system. Okay, so you have a lovely day today. Okay, I'm going to stay in bed and keep healing. When I'm ready to get out of bed, I've got to address a mildew problem in the bathroom, because I'm on my last £5 worth of heating and I need that for cooking before payday, which is on the static date next week. But I get these silly ballbuster letters to remind me to pay on that certain date the spare bedroom tax. And I know what bills have to be paid, and I pay them without a problem. do I not? Sometimes they may be a little bit longer in getting to the post office because of certain behaviours around me, but it's always paid. Is it not?
Like I say, I can't comment on the income side.
No, exactly. And I don't need to talk to them because I have the receipts of when I pay them. And they have to be on that static date while the government watches to see if I'm being forced to pay it out of the other benefit. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to get stressed out by this silly game. I've already had one game this week from the Royals side of it. I've got the dog's insurance letter. So, insured for 4 dogs. Everything's okay. If there's any admin problem, that's not my problem. Don't care what they send to my door. I will send them away with a flea in their ear as well. Okay, because I'm just not putting up with no more nonsense that's making me iller. Okay, so you have a lovely weekend. I hope I've used the appropriate language today and I've been polite and courteous while explaining this to you for your recording.
Have a good weekend.
You have a lovely weekend as well, okay? I know you're only a cog in the system, so that's why I haven't been rude to you, okay?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a lovely weekend. All the best to you. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Let's just turn that off. Right. That's them dealt with. I've cleared up me blockage from the state's medication. I'm just having a 4th scoop of Java while I recycle the 3 that's already in it. Just to clear up the blockage. So that's a week's worth of backed up plop and stress. Right, Lola, get your dirty paws off my pillow, little lady. Thank you kindly. Yeah, that's cool. You haven't got anything on my pillow. Let's just remove the friends list while I give a quick pan of the room. Show contacts. Right, let's remove contacts. There. Oh, hello, Hulkster. Have you been having a run round the garden with Marnie and the 2 girls? You have, haven't you? And then I put you 2 boys in so you could have a drink and let the 2 girls have their little run round the garden and play. And through the view out of the gate out there, the same as yesterday, a little dog running about and a ball thrown at the angle of the gate for the dog to chase and the dogs to see. But the girls simply weren't interested. They was busy playing amongst themselves, chasing each other round the garden. Lola jumped up on the table and she was chomping at thingy, so she got nudged off the table, and then I stood so she couldn't jump up on the table, so they had to chase each other around the garden because we was out there waiting for a certain little lady to have her pup in peace without said dogs. trying to distract her, while some old crusty was watching through the net curtains. Right? Same one. Right? So the dogs have all had their little runabout. They've had their zoomies, got that out their system, had their dinner, had their drink. Oh, a helicopter. How ironic. They must have been listening into the call, eh? And there you go. Right? I definitely said that I was going to send them away with a flea in their ear as well, didn't I? Because they've been monitoring the videos online, haven't they? Right. Yeah, I'm still in my boxes and everything, so... But I've already clothed myself, been out in the garden. It's very cold today, so... Temperature in the house is not nice at the moment, so... When I'm ready to, and I feel hyperactive enough, my sciatic nerves comfortable, shall we say. It's still uncomfortable in a way, but currently it's comfortable enough to do a bit of cleaning today, so cheers. Oh, that needs some sweeteners in it. Ugh. Coffee tastes jank, doesn't it? That means shit. That's it. 8 of them in a pint mug. Much better. That's it. That doesn't need topping up. Doesn't need charging up. So, there you go. So, because I haven't woken up in a triggered state, I can calmly, correct use of language, the landlords, while they try to stress me out for the weekend. All right? And the dogs are reacting to that energy, aren't they? Right? There you go. So they're all laying on me, keeping me warm. Right? Wheelie bin's outside. I've moved it onto my driveway, opened the lid, squirted the bit of bleach round it, and I'm just waiting for it to start raining heavily because apparently it's heavy rain due. So we might as well have a look at that as well. Cold weather, the little thermometer indicator at the bottom of the screen there just said. Let's see why, shall we? Because they were saying the beast from the east feels colder. Does it really? No kidding. So they're taunting the Russians at the moment. So let's have a look what's going on the rain radar, shall we? Just to have a look at the bigger picture. because I noticed it's all sort of swirling around from Cat again up in Tromsø, Norway. Now we're getting it pushing across from the east after they said that. Right, let's have a look at the bigger picture then. Because they keep taunting the Russians, and sooner or later the Russians are proving, well, actually, we know what you've been doing with Cat, so let's just have a look at that. Is it coming from Russia or is it coming from Cat? Well, it looks to me it's coming from Cat, because you can see it swirling round, look. That's coming from Cat. You can see it hitting that bit there and pushing down again. Let's just put the rain radar on there as well. Rain indicator on. Have a look at the bigger picture, innit? So that's being pushed up to Tromsø, Norway, which is about up that area somewhere on the search bar. Because you're not allowed to see it now, so you can't prove it, if you see what I mean. But the Russians can see all this as well, can't they? If I can see it, the Russians can see it. So I'm just watching this bit here. Which way is it pushing from? That's pushing that way. But it's being funneled up to Cat, and then it's coming across this way, and that is moving that way. But it's not coming from the Russians, it's coming from Cat, is it not? What are they playing at in the Mediterranean for the Middle East? All right, there's the same energy signature. So whatever they're doing there is going across that way. Whatever Cat's doing up there is circulating over the UK, creating a rotating motion over the UK. So we're stuck in the middle of the Americans and the Russians' stupid weather warfare. Right, that's the bigger picture. I've already checked the BGS and there's no change on the earthquakes, but they have added another one for the same date on the 5th, which was in Shropshire. I've checked the BGS today, the EMSC today as well. Santorini's gone up to 5 magnitude now, and Ethiopia, the other volcano that's showing signs of thing here, has gone up to near 5. So they're both acting the same way. So that's Santorini in Greece and Ethiopia on the east coast. So it's on the same fault line, right? And it's agitating 2 volcanoes. So all this energy that the warmongers are using is agitating the planet. Because it has to ground, doesn't it? So there you go. There's the bigger picture on that. Simply wasn't interested yesterday night in what was going on there, because I knew I was going to get a letter today thinking I'd be in a bad mood. So I just simply didn't take any notice of it. Let them play their Caesar Circus games while you focus on the bigger picture. Kind of thing. You have a lovely Friday. I've just checked the carpet thing when I woke up this morning in the carpet smell in the front room. Yeah, that smells fresh enough to me. All I need to do is a bit of hoovering and go through the paperwork that's just been added to on the floor. Right, so more fuel for the fire, isn't it? If you see what I mean now. So let them all burn in the hellfire, along with their stress and aggravation. Right?